The evidence seems to indicate that you're watching Dolly Vision.
Chopping up Dolly Vision's dreaming real. True crime scene blast feel so unreal. YouTube madness like share subscribe. Jack's on fire, burning the world's fire. Where's the baby missing shadows crawl? People whisper footsteps down the hall. Fingerprints of the dead, cold as stone. He's got the scoop, best around town known. Dolly Vision headlines, King of Peace. Truth unravels, crackling through the heat. Lost soul shouting, echoes in the night. Rock the truth while live on their light. Chopping up Dolly Vision's dreaming real. True crime scene blast feels so unreal. YouTube madness like share subscribe. Jack's on fire, burning the world's fire. Where's the baby missing shadows crawl? People whisper footsteps down the hall. Fingerprints of the dead, cold as stone. He's got the scoop, best around town known. Dolly Vision headlines, King of Peace. Truth unravels, crackling through the heat. Lost soul shouting, echoes in the night. Rock the truth while live on their light.
What is up, YouTube? It is Dolly back in the house. It is good to see you beautiful people today. As you can see by the title, we're going to be talking about the RCMP. And did they fail Jack and Lily? It's been over 2 months. Not a sighting of these kids. Not a new clue. Not nothing. Now, the alleged stepfather, which we're going to stop calling him the stepfather. We're going to call him the ex-boyfriend, Daniel, has been making his world tour around YouTube, spreading his narrative. Apparently his legs, he got a new boo thing going on out there. We're going to be talking about those things, but before we get into all of it, make sure you leave your DNA all over that like button, just in case you go missing and Dolly got to track you down like a damn bloodhound, okay? Mr. Smooth Operator, I see you out there. And if you're brand new, sub up the channel. We're less than 150 people away from hitting 71,000. Oh my God, that is a lot of people. I can't even count to 71, most likely 71,000. But listen, I can't do it unless you sub up, ring the bell for notifications. And of course, feel free to share this ugly redneck mug right here on any social media platform you choose, long as it's not Pornhub, okay? Too ugly for Pornhub. You don't want to scare people. You don't want to scare people. So this has turned into a little bit of a crazy case. I really thought this would be cut and dry. It was clear from the beginning that there was some foul play involved, and the stories of Malaya and Daniel just were not adding up. I figured that the RCMP would easily be able to close this case. Well, that don't seem to be the case, because as of now, it's been crickets. No real updates, no more searching for Jack and Lily Sullivan. But before I get into talking bad about the police, let me give my warnings. Dolly Vision is for entertainment purposes only. We talk news, rumors, gossip, speculation, mixed with some theory and some comedy. So don't take nothing here as fact. It's just my opinion, people. Completely satire. The callers today, their opinions and theirs alone. not to reflect on Dolly. And remember, everyone is innocent, no matter how guilty they appear in a court of law. Okay? That means Daniel, Malaya, and everybody we're going to be talking about here today on this channel. I was about to say tonight, but it's actually daytime. I'm kind of early. And the biggest one, and I think each and every one of you know this by now, don't try to be Dolly at home. Okay? It is dangerous. It is dangerous. You don't need it in your life. You don't need it in your life. So, the latest rumors are that Daniel has a new girlfriend. Okay? Who would have seen that coming? Who would have seen that he was a smooth operator? Not me. I didn't think he had that much play. But hey, listen, a player going to play, right? I thought he was brokenhearted and he was trying to get Malaya back. But it looks like he's out there smoothing and cruising, okay? Cruising. Both of these people, I believe, may have somebody in the cut. And I believe that with Malaya too, right? I believe Malaya may have her a new little boo thing too, okay? So now Daniel, he's out there, single, trying to mingle. And may have met somebody. And, they're a legend. This lady has kids. From my understanding, I know some things. Thank you, Connie. I know a few things that I can't tell you guys. I wish I could, but when the time is right, I would tell y'all. Because I know more about Daniel's girlfriend today than I did yesterday. Okay? And when the time comes, those things will come out on YouTube for you beautiful people. Okay? Right now, I don't know if it's the time to drag somebody else into a case, that's already maybe turning into a circus. Right? It's already crazy enough. And as soon as this lady is pulled out the woodworks, which I know who she is, okay? I know exactly who she is. I know what she looks like. All these good things. But I am not going to drop the dime on the lady quite yet, okay? Now, I was kind of surprised. I was like, damn, Daniel must have some game, okay? He may be a little bit smoother than we thought. And this person didn't look like a Breaking Bad kind of chick, okay? Like I was thinking, I'm going to see some chick with 3 teeth, looking like the Crypt Keeper. That ain't quite what I seen, okay? I was like, go ahead, Daniel. You ain't doing too bad there, buddy. So maybe he's a little bit smoother. We see Daniel, and I don't think that, right? When I see the dude, I don't think Mr. Gigolo, Deuce Bigelow, right? But was he searching for these kids, or was he been spending the last 2 months searching for the new love of his life? Okay. Now, Malaya, she been quiet, so we don't really know what she's been doing. She done ghosted the whole internet. She lawyered up, shut up, and nobody really knows what she's doing. We just know she's living her best life and has already moved on. Like she didn't even have kids. Okay. Like she didn't even have kids. Like, listen, the stepsister came out and said, look, she can't sit in the house and cry. She got to go out and live it up. Okay. Maybe somebody said maybe she's pregnant already. Oh my God. No. Listen, there should be some people that shouldn't be allowed around kids until this situation is figured out. And I would say those two people are Daniel and Malaya. They shouldn't be around kids right now until we figure out what the hell is going on. Is that Danelle? Thank you for your donation to the channel. Oh, and guys, listen, I'm going to be down in Florida coming up next week. Okay, next week. And I'm going to be down there covering the Maddie Soto case. Stephen Stearns was doing terrible things to this little girl from the time she was 8 years old up until she was 13. And then he unalived her. He goes to court next week. So I'm traveling down to Florida to cover that case for you guys live. And in the top of the comments, in the comment box at the very top, there's a link pinned. It's my Give, Send, Go link. That is the money that I use to do these trips to bring you guys this content live in person. If you got a couple extra bucks you can spare, you hook a brother up. Make sure you hit that link because that money goes immediately to my travel funds and I can access that. Super chats, I really can't right now. It takes. Thank you. So with that said, like that money is instantly available to me, and it makes a difference between me staying in a crack hotel and somewhere that don't have bed bugs. Okay, so if you got a couple extra bucks that you can spare, hit up that link, and if you do, make sure you throw stop signs in the chat so I can personally thank you, because it don't pop up like a super chat like that. So I have no way to know when you donate it. But just throw stop signs in there and be like, donate it, Dolly. And you can leave a message there just like a super chat, and I will read your message off. Thank you personally. And I want to see justice served for Maddie Soto. And I know a lot of you guys that followed that case with me, you guys do too. Okay. So, and thank you for everybody that has already been donating to that link. That is super awesome of you. Thank you guys so very much. That's the reason we're able to bring you awesome ass content, right? So we got Daniel out there trying to find love. We got Malaya out there single, ready to mingle. You know, guys, stay away from Malaya. Stay away from these people if you're watching this. Thank you, Rose. Thank you, guys. Getting on the Blessed Express, okay? So, you know, it's best that these people probably stay away from kids and people that want to be involved with these people right now. It's probably not the best time to get involved with somebody that has a lot of chaos going on in their life. Okay, let's just say it like that. A lot of chaos. And it's only getting worse. It's only ramping up. And it's probably best to stay away from these people or don't start no relationships with them until, you know, Jack and Lily is figured out. Because what if you hook up with this man or this woman and they really did hurt these children, and now you allegedly or possibly have children around them? Now, I heard this person don't have any kids. So this woman that's allegedly involved with Daniel. Now, I don't know the level of that involvement, but I hear now she don't have kids. So there's some conflicting statements out there, you know, but either, you know, here's the thing. Neither one of these people have been cleared by the RCMP. Are they going to be cleared? Are the RCMP doing their job? And in my opinion, unless they're working something we don't know about, which is possible, I truly believe that the RCMP have failed these children. Okay, not making an arrest in this case is absolutely insane. All right, now, I live here in Virginia, for anybody that don't know. Thank you for joining. And we had the case of Cody Bigsby, little young boy that went missing. His family said the same thing. His dad, I woke up, he wasn't there. I went to the store. No, he said he went to the store and came back and he was gone. So the police came out on TV and said, well, he's voluntarily going down to give some information. I told my viewers right there live, I said, he ain't volunteer shit. He ain't getting out of jail. He's there to stay, right? And sure enough, they got him down there and they charged him with 30 counts of child neglect. Thank you, and bless you guys. That is awesome of you. That is super awesome of you. Thank you for your super chat. And I don't want to get too squirrel because I get off topic so quick. So he went down there. They charged him with 30 counts of child neglect. They arrested him with no bond, and he sat in jail until Virginia kind of violated his constitutional rights. He asked for a lawyer, and we didn't give him one. Okay, we didn't give him shit. We just, every time he said something, we charged him with another charge. And, you know, I was there at that court case live, and believe it or not, you know, I confronted him outside with the "Where's the baby?" My catchphrase. And he just kind of ducked his head down and didn't look at me. Right. Well, he looked at me, but then he just kind of ducked his head down and kept walking. But the crazy situation is, during the court, he wasn't in jail. He was out on bond because they violated his constitutional rights. They ended up giving him a bond. So I get up in the court and go to the bathroom. So I'm going to the bathroom, and he apparently, I didn't know, but he got up and went to the bathroom also. So as I was walking in the bathroom, he was walking out the bathroom, and I shoulder bumped him. Boom. Like we walked right into each other. I mean, contact, right? I looked over at him, and he looked at me. His eyes got all big because he realized I was the person that was outside screaming, "Where's the baby?" And then he just bolted out the door, right? And I was like, damn, what's the chances of that? I done bumped into the baby killer, right? In the bathroom. So basically, they had no body of Cody. Okay, nobody, don't have no clue to where he's at. They just had the other son said that he went to wake up Cody, and Cody wouldn't wake up. That's the only evidence they had against him. That's it. They found him guilty, life in prison. Okay, in 30 minutes. I mean, before you could get up and tie your shoes or drink a soda or walk to the car and come back, the jury was already back and found him guilty of murder. Right. And it was fast. Right. So, where I'm at, we don't play that "you don't know where your kid is" shit. And apparently Canada, you do. You can clearly, not check on your kids, leave your kids unsupervised, and there's nothing. But you look at Claire Bell. As soon as that child was missing, they hit the mom with charges. Canada did. Right? But they're letting Daniel and Malaya lie to the authorities. And basically, we all know that they should be charged with criminal child neglect. So they already have a couple different things they could arrest them on. Canada is watching these videos. The RCMP, they're watching. Even in the United States, we have cyber crimes unit. I'm sure Canada has cyber crimes unit. And they're seeing the statements that Daniel and Malaya gave in the beginning. And now they're saying something totally different here on the internet. Okay. And this is not normal. Normal parents do not act this way. We remember this, a week ago, Daniel was saying he was going to search forever if he had to. Forever. Now, has he tried to put any search parties together that we know of publicly? Has he been on the line crying for people to come help him search? No, absolutely not. He's been going around to different channels, on the internet, making his world tour like Motley Crue. You know what I'm saying? The only difference is he's not spinning upside down on a drum set like Tommy Lee. Okay, just no upside down drum set. But the tour is there. I mean, he got almost a band. He got Durwood. He got Durwood's son. He got his mama. He got his brother's not talking, but I'm sure he's going to join the band soon. Okay. Then we got a full lineup. Okay. World tour going on of people pushing narratives that are full of shit. If you're a liar and if you're going to lie to the police, what makes you think you're going to come on the internet and tell internet people the truth when you just straight up lied to the police? You're telling the media one story and you're telling the internet another story. So why should my question is should there be any lying in a missing kid case? And if you are lying in a missing kid case, it sends up red flags, like huge, redder than the damn Dolly Vision logo behind me. Okay. These red flags are that bright. A mother that has never one time went out and searched for her child, not even once. A mother that has never got on the news and pleaded for the safe return of her children, even though, according to her, she believes these kids were abducted, right? They'll talk to anybody. They'll get in the car with anybody. But never came out and asked the kidnapper, please release my kid, bring my kid home. These children are loved. No emotion whatsoever. And next thing you know, we see her at the beach smiling, living her best life. it reminds me of a situation of Casey Anthony. And then, you know, in the beginning of all this, I had this creepy feeling. I was like, I donated 53 from Canada. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. I'll check it in just 1 second. And thank you guys that donate to the Give Send Go. And I'll read out your comments. You know, she says that, you know, it could have been kidnapped, but she's not begging and pleading for the safe return of her children. She's basically, you know, lawyered up, ain't said nothing, won't give no media interviews. That is not normal behavior. Dolly, you are the best. Have a great day. Thank you so much. And thank you for being a member here with us for 6 months. No parent that I know that have come in here have said they would act in this way, right? Out of thousands of people I've asked over the course of this case, not one person said, yeah, I would shut up. I wouldn't talk to the media. None of that, right? No interviews, no nothing. Get a lawyer. And we don't even know if she's talking to the RCMP anymore, right? Because once you get a lawyer, they can't ask you questions. They got to ask the lawyer the questions. So, and then we look at a situation where, you know, on day one, they had one of the chiefs there, right? And then, of course, these kids go missing. They add them to being natives on the reservation, you know, accept them into the whatever their clan is called, right? It just don't make a lot of sense. It just don't make a lot of sense of what's going on. And in my opinion, there's no way both of these people don't know what happened to these kids. Now we got the mother of Daniel out here telling a different story, that these kids are alive. Daniel's still out here saying these kids are alive. They're part of the Wu-Tang Clan. Okay. And well, you know what? They ain't nothing to F with then. They ain't nothing to F with. So these people out here pushing this narrative for the last 2 months that these kids are alive, but there hasn't been one sighting of them. Now we got Jamie's mom, Janie, Daniel's mom, saying the kids have been put in a car, but they're not on a reservation. Well, how do you know? If you didn't see the car, you didn't see the person, you don't, you know, you have no clue. You didn't even see the kids. You heard the kids allegedly. How the hell you know where they're at? Right? So to me, it's just everybody is straight up lying. So we're dealing with Daniel, which I believe is out there trying to get ahead of everything. I even said that in the very beginning, because him and his brother that you see in this thumbnail on this clean ass 4-wheeler, right? They were actually going up to the command center when they were searching for Jack and Lily, knocking on the door, asked them, did they find anything? Why would they do that? You know, I always found that suspicious in the very beginning, because he wanted to know the whole time what was going on. Now, it's weird that he's way more concerned than Malaya, right? Or is he trying to, you know, and then we got the blanket that a lot of people right now believe was planted, the pink blanket, and it was next to an ATV trail. And well, we know what they have. They have an ATV. Was that blanket put there so the police would search there and not search where the children really are? Were these children taken into the woods? And we know they search a 5-mile radius usually, and they searched up to a 5-mile radius in this. You know, we heard Daniel say he was running through ponds up to his neck, but he was clean as could be. Well, I mean, except for he wore the same shirt for 2 months. But other than that, I mean, he was pretty clean to be somebody who ran through, you know, water and lakes up to his neck and outran the helicopters. Now, if you're all jacked up on some 2 + 2 = Breaking Bad, you might be able to outrun a helicopter because you on that nitro. Okay, you on that nitro, and maybe you do got the energy to be running through the woods like that. But I just don't buy the whole story. I don't know if them kids ever made it home from the night before. When they were seen out in public on video, did they make it back home? And if they did, at what time did they get up out that house? Right now, we got a situation where people may have witnessed Daniel's mom outside in the driveway with a shovel. Now, a shovel wouldn't be nothing. Like if you rode past my house and you see me out there with a shovel, wouldn't be a big deal. I have a gravel driveway myself. I could be filling in a hole or moving rocks around. You know, I don't have a missing kid. Now you got witnesses that see somebody with a shovel in the middle of the night, and you got missing kids, but who fills holes in the middle of the night? Okay, not even me. And I'm a night owl. I sit up all night all the time. I don't go outside and go, well, let me fill in this hole. Let me go grab the shovel at midnight. Okay. I believe Janie got a, according to Aerosmith, had a gun, but no, she had a shovel. And that seems a little strange, considering they got four-wheelers. The brother, you see the brother, right? He's laid back on the four-wheeler like this, like he's suntan and basking in the sun, like he don't got a care in the world. Are all these people on the Bam Bam? Okay. Because they all allegedly slept in pretty late that day. Now, it's hard for me to believe that, since the stepsister came out and said that Daniel was on the Bam Bam, okay, that Malaya wasn't doing it with him. I guess something definitely is going on, all right, because their behavior is definitely odd, pretty emotionless. Now, listen, we didn't see one person shed one tear over these kids. We seen Daniel fake cry, and yeah, I'll say it was a fake cry, right? He was like rubbing his eyes and shit. Listen, tears are going to flow down your face when you really sad. It's uncontrollable. You can't control tears. They're going to do what they want to do. And to me, it made itself look like he was, but nothing coming out. Okay. Nothing coming out. Same thing with Malaya. So these people ain't shed one tear. The day after the kids go missing, they go on with their life. Wow. Right? That's that quick. That quick. Now, listen, I know some couples don't get along. Not at all, right? When people, they're breaking up. But you can't put your differences aside long enough to find the children and then go your separate ways. Like, even if you hate each other, it seems like you would work together to find the kids. But then again, Daniel's not the father. There's allegations that he was abusing Jack. We still don't know, because CPS, why he had to have supervised visitations. He just said that Malaya was making up things on him. Was she? Right? Now, we got both sides pointing the fingers at each other. Malaya, Daniel this, Daniel that. He's not looking for my kids, right? Then, of course, we got Daniel saying she put the kids in the car. She took the kid. Why didn't he tell the police this? Right? And this is where the police have something on them. It's like if they knew these kids were really put in a car and Malaya was out at the street, why didn't they tell the RCMP these things on day one? Because they would have issued an Amber Alert if they knew these kids were in a car. But then they had to take weeks with hundreds of people, thousands of man hours to search the woods. And the whole time they knew the kids wasn't in the woods, that the kids had been placed into a car. Would they have spent that time searching the woods and the lakes and all those things? So basically, if this is say they are telling the truth, which I don't believe they are, they just cost the damn RCMP upwards to $1 million. It is not cheap to do these helicopter searches and pay all these people that come out and search. Somebody said, I'm here for the chat, not Dolly. I don't care why you're here, but thank you for being here. Okay. Thank you for being here. So what the hell is going on? It seems like these people wanted to get away from each other. They didn't want to be together. Was these kids in the way. I mean, because I cannot honestly think of any reason in the world to hurt your kids. I truly can't, because my mind just does not work that way. But I've been around people that their minds do work that way. You know, there's certain people that I believe that over this time of me covering true crime that I've been around that have hurt their kids. One, definitely Leilani Simon. Okay. Two, possibly. I'm going to say possibly, because I don't know if they hurt the kid, but I think they're responsible for the disappearance of Summer Wells. Okay. I don't know if it was directly or indirectly whatever happened this summer, but I do believe that Don and Candace Wells covered this up. Now, only in these rural areas. Hold on, guys. Shit. Okay. All right. In these rural areas, this is when it's hard to solve crime because there's no witnesses. Nobody's around, right? There's nobody around. So there ain't no cameras close by to see what was going on at that house. It's not like you live in a busy residential neighborhood, you know, like me. I got neighbors. I got a whole street full of people. And, you know, one thing I think there's more cameras in the hood than there are in rich neighborhoods. Because we can go back to the Sebastian Rogers case and look at that. You know, them houses start at $700,000-$800,000, and there's hardly any cameras. You would think all these rich people would have cameras on their stuff. Now I live in the hood. Every neighbor I got has some type of camera on their house, right? Because, you know, more crime tends to happen around here, so people got cameras. So if anything happens, you know, it's going to be caught on camera here because, you know, it's a residential neighborhood. But where they're at, there's no cameras. And if nobody talks and the RCMP doesn't put any pressure on these people, and, you know, they interrogated Daniel for 4 hours, right? 4 hours. That's it. That's it. 4 hours. That ain't long. Usually here in the States, we got a 72-hour hold. That means we can hold you for 72 hours without charging you with anything. Okay, we ain't even got to charge you. We can let you out after 72 hours, but we can hold you for 72 hours for questioning. They should have used every minute of that 72 hours. Keep you in there talking till you're tired, exhausted, want to leave, and just keep pressuring you. And maybe put Malaya in the next room and then work off of that. You know, here in the States, I don't know how Canada works, but we can lie to you. The police can lie to you in the States. So say me and PJ, we'll just use me and PJ for an example. Say we rob a bank or she robs a bank, okay? And I ain't got nothing to do with it because I'm not a bank robber. But she robs a bank and they both bring us in. They can put me in one room, her in another room, and they can come into the room and say, she said you robbed that bank. You're going to prison for the next 20 years. I hope it was worth it, right? And she's going to testify against you that you did it. And she can say nothing, and they can come in and tell you that, right? She's saying it's all you. That way you'll go, well, it wasn't me, it was her. And then once you do that, they got you. Okay. Then you've already told, y'all just told on each other. You told on her. Then they're going to go to her and say, well, he's over there saying you did it. And you're going to prison for 20 years. And then the next thing you know, you're telling on each other. And they do this constantly. For anybody that watches the next 48, right? They get you quick. They get you quick because they use each other against you, right? And it don't seem like they were doing that in this situation. It seems like they brought them in one by one and talked to them and for a short period of time. Now, look, these lie detector tests, because and you've seen how happy Daniel was when he passed the test. It's almost like he won something. Oh, yeah, I passed the test, right? Why are you so shocked that you passed the test? Why it look like you want to celebrate that you passed? Okay. Probably the only test you ever passed in your life, right? And the thing about these is you can't use them in court because they're not legit. Nobody can tell when you're lying. All it does is monitors your heart rate, your nerves, your breathing, and things like that. Some people believe their own lies and can lie, and pass lie detector tests. There's, allegedly Ted Bundy even passed a lie detector test. There's been other criminals that have passed lie detector tests. That's why they can't use them in court, because it means shit. It don't mean nothing. So, and then once they do this, usually people run out. I passed a lie detector test. It means nothing to me. So I still don't trust Daniel because there's no reason for him to have lied unless he was protecting Malaya, which I thought in the beginning. I was like, Daniel's protecting Malaya. Malaya's done did something and he's taken up for. But now that we find out he's done got a new boo thing and he didn't really give a damn anyway, was he protecting her? Because one of these people that were at this house that day, either it be Janie, Daniel's brother, or Malaya, they 100% know what happened to these kids. Now, listen, guys, if you're just tuning in, I think we got like almost 1,000 people in the room, and we barely got like 400 likes on the video. So take 1 second, right, and give this video a like. And I want to thank Kids Kick Back from Bow Island, Alberta, Canada. I live on the streets of Fontana, California, all up to 29 Palms military base. The Boise, Idaho at 18 was 3 babies and pregnant by a 40-year-old man. I was 12 when I got pregnant by my stepfather. So keep up the work. No child deserves the need to feel deserves not to feel healthy, loved, and protected. Let me like that. Thank you, Kids Kick Butt. Thank you for donating to the Give, Send, Go. And like I said, that will help me cover the Maddie Soto case. And that sounds like you want some terrible stuff in your life, right? And you just heard the person donate. They were hurt by their own family. And it's hard to think that your own family, the people that are supposed to love and protect you, are the ones that hurt you, right? And there's more chances of you being hurt by a loved one or acquaintance than a stranger, right? There's more odds that a loved one will hurt you or kill you than a complete stranger. And it's hard for people to comprehend, and I know people want to keep hope alive. Dolly, I just emailed a link. It's about the haunted Annabelle haunted house. Okay, is that in Florida or something? What does Annabelle have to do with what we're doing? I don't know. We're talking about missing kids, and you just went straight to ghost hunting. I'm confused. Jimmy, I think that's what may get Daniel caught up where he was before the 911 call. Pinged on cell towers. They say RCMP experts is in the digital evidence, which is RCMP is working now. Well, they've had his phone for quite some time. Okay. They took his phone. We learned a lot about Celebrite technology. Is that's what they use to extract the information off your phone. So all they do is plug it into a computer. It takes everything off your phone, and they give your phone right back to you. In most cases, sometimes they hold people's phones or their laptops because there's different things to get different things off different devices. But, over these criminal cases we've been covering, even Stephen Stearns, which I will be in Florida covering live. Thank you guys. Right. That's been helping me. They did the same thing with his cell phone. He actually reset his cell phone thinking, okay, they ain't going to get me for the Maddie Soto murder. So he resets his phone. and tells Jen Soto he accidentally reset it. But little did he know, or I didn't know at the time, everything you do on your cell phone is forever. Okay. So, lady, when you're out there taking them booby pictures and sending them to people, it's forever. The internet is forever, and your phone is the internet. Okay. So, you cannot delete anything on your phone. Nothing. The only way it can be deleted is overwritten. Okay. I learned this in the Karen Reed, Stephen Stearns, and the Kohlberger case. The only way you can get rid of something is to overwrite it. And here's the thing. Your cell phone don't have the capability to overwrite it. It would have to be hooked into computers and things like that with experts to overwrite anything that's on your phone. So everything you do on this phone, even if you reset it back, it puts it in a little folder and they can access them folders. So whatever you do on this phone is forever. Okay. It stores it right on the phone, not even the cloud. A lot of stuff goes to the cloud these days, but it stores it as a backup file on the phone. So they've went in and they've looked at his phone, Malaya's phone. And, you know, we hear things that Janie came out and called Malaya on her phone and she looks suspicious, right? But do we believe Janie? Do we believe any of them? I don't. I'm be just honest with you. I don't believe any of them. I believe whatever transpired, family is going to cover for family. Friends are cover for you, but family is going to cover for you even quicker. All right. We got some crazies in the room. Let me block them. Gone. All right. So family's going to cover for you. They'll lie for you. Not all families. You know, some people are good and they wouldn't lie for their family. But I would say 90% of the human population would, and especially for their kids. So I believe Janie's covering for Daniel. And of course, Malaya's mom is covering for her. So we're in a situation where we can't believe any of the people. Not at all. We got the RCMP. Hopefully they are doing something digitally. I mean, I pray to God that they haven't failed these kids, but the email is for PJ. Okay. I pray to God that that's not the case, but the way it looks, they are failing, right? 2 months in, no answers, no arrests, and we know the parents are lying. How can we know they're lying, but the RCMP don't, and they're not doing anything about them lying? Now, a lot of people in Canada have told me mixed things about the RCMP, that they couldn't solve a crossword puzzle. Some people say that RCMP always gets their man. Maybe so, but maybe this is a woman and that's the reason they ain't solved it, right? I ain't never heard nobody say the RCMP always gets their woman. So who is responsible for the disappearance of these kids? We know these kids ain't in the woods. We know these kids have not been abducted. The police clearly state that they never thought it was an abduction. There's rumors that people in the RCMP are saying it's only two things. The kids are in the woods or there's foul play. From day one, I felt like it was foul play, right? I knew just what they were saying and the way they were acting didn't make sense. Daniel was acting like Chris Watts.
Hi, Dolly and PJ and mods. Praying gesture emoji.
Hey.
Pray we will never find them kids. Certainly not alive. Good luck in that Stearns case. Safe trip. Airplane emoji.
Thank you. And I'm going to try my best to have a safe trip for sure. And you may be right. We may never find these kids. The bad thing is the whole shovel aspect of it, that we know they got a shovel. Now, if they didn't own a shovel, I would say, okay, we got better odds. All right. But the hardest thing to find is things that are buried. Usually when we find stuff, it's because it's on the surface of the ground, like Maddie Soto, right? If Stephen Stearns would have buried her, we may still be looking for Maddie Soto. Just think if Gabby Petito would have been buried, we would have never found Gabby. That place was huge where she was at. National Park, right? Would have never found her. You know, we do have ground penetrating radar, but it's not barely used in search and recovery because areas are so big. It would take so long to, you know, for ground penetrating radar unless you had a clue of an area that you thought somebody was in. That's really because it's kind of like looking for a needle in a haystack underground. So if they did hide these kids and bury them and nobody talks or tells on each other, we may never find these kids. And then the question that's been sitting in the back of my mind is, did these people get away with murder? Okay. Just like in the title, did they get away with it? Are they going to get away with it? Or do you think somebody else is responsible for what's going on? Now, give me a second. I'm going to open the phone lines because I want to hear from you beautiful people today what you think, okay? Have these people got away with the perfect crime, okay? Or are the RCMP doing their job and I'm just worrying for nothing? Now, I'm going to say this. In the Quentin Simon case, all right, I didn't think they were going to find Quentin Simon. I didn't think that the Savannah police were doing a good job. I didn't. And I was so wrong. Okay. This is one of the times Dolly can tell you I was wrong. I thought the police had dropped the ball. I thought that, I knew Leilani was going to jail, right? I just didn't think they were going to find Quentin Simon. I didn't have very much faith in the police. Okay. Then Chief Hatley, hold on. Hey, thank you, Sarah.
Dolly, if you ever have some free time and want an idea of the RCMP here, look up Gabriel Wertman case that happened here in Nova Scotia. Wild.
Okay. Dolly, if you ever get some free time, look up. Okay. Here. Did they find him? You know, did they find the person? Did they get their man? And thank you so much, Sarah, for donating to the cause. Like I said, I didn't have very much faith in them finding Quentin Simon, but Chief Hadley did a great job, and they recovered at least partial remains of Quentin Simon. So I've been wrong, and impatient. I think that's one of my biggest flaws is I'm impatient, right? And I think a lot of us are. We want, especially in the time frame we live in with short attention spans, we want answers quick. And when we don't get those answers real quick, we start to lose hope, right? Well, I know I do. I'm just speaking for myself, but I think there's a lot of people out there like me, right? And if I would have gave the police just a little more time, I would have realized, hey, they're going to solve this case. But I think that's a little bit different, right? Because I knew they would solve the case. The case was cut and dry. Leilani did it. But finding his body, I just didn't think they were going to find his body in that landfill. I thought he was in the landfill. Okay. I was pretty positive he was in the landfill. I just didn't think they were going to find him in the landfill. And they were taking forever to make an arrest. But, later on, Chief Hatley came out and said, we just wanted to make sure we didn't make any mistakes. We wanted to make sure when we go to court that we had enough to convict her. We didn't want to make a mistake and then she get off. So we took our time. She wasn't going anywhere. That's what he said. So there was no rush. It was more about getting everything 100% right and making sure that she didn't get away with it, because they knew she did it, right? They were saying she did it, but they wanted to be able to 100% prove that she did it. Now, this may be the situation here in Nova Scotia, right? But now I don't know how to there in Canada. Hold on, caller. Dolly.
Hi.
Hey.
There's no such thing as a perfect murder. Look at Brian Koberger. He thought he was so smart.
Uh-huh.
And he didn't get away with it.
You're right. But who's this and where are you calling from?
Michelle Winger, Iowa, Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
Okay, Michelle, you're right. Brian Koberger, he made a mistake. He dropped that knife sheath, and that pretty much did him in.
Yep.
And of course, he was seen too. So, you know, there was an eyewitness. There's the knife sheath. But what about cases like Summer Wells?
I think the parents had something to do with that.
I do too, but
they didn't. Something happened to her. I think it had to do with something about that.
I think the
swimming
RCMP
hole.
are aware that there is a dissemination.
Hold on.
Who is really behind it? If Rugs or Unsolved, who has the most to lose?
A super chat was coming through and it reads it out loud. So I didn't.
Oh, okay.
But you think it has something to do with the swimming hole?
Yeah, because that kid said she went under. Maybe she got too much water in her lungs,
and
she kind of dry grounded.
Yeah,
and nobody knew it.
Yeah, I mean that's a real possibility. Or she suffered a heat stroke because it's really
that could have been
it's
too.
really hot there.
Heat'll do that to you too.
Yeah, even quicker with a small child. They overheat faster than an adult. And I was down there on the exact same day that Summer went missing, and I was sitting in my car, and it was a rental. And I said, okay, let me see how hot it gets in the car. So I cracked the windows, and I just sat in the car on Ben Hill Road. And within a matter of a minute, I was covered in sweat, like, I mean, cooking. And is it possible? And I mean, this was, you know, when someone went missing, it wasn't even 90 degrees, but inside of a car, even on an 80,
it gets hot.
Yeah, even on an 87-degree day, that car can reach temperatures over 120 degrees, and that's enough to cook a small child.
Well, that's like you see a lot of these parents that leave their kids in cars.
Yeah, that's why you don't, because them cars get so hot.
I've seen it on TV. How can you forget a baby in a car? If you've had a child, the first thing that comes to your mind is that kid. You get the kid out first. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
You don't forget they did it on purpose, because no one in their right mind forgets they have a child.
Well, you start adding alcohol and drugs into the equation, I think people can forget who they are. You know, so we know that they were drinking that day. Candace was drinking and Hunter was drinking. So, I mean, I don't know. I've always thought that something accidental happened to her.
I don't think that has anything to do with it. You know why? I was raised by a functioning alcoholic, and it runs in my family.
Yeah, but
my dad
all alcoholics
never forgot us.
Yeah, but all alcoholics ain't the same. You know? That's like saying every drunk is the same. They're not. Some drunks are happy. Some drunks are functional. Some drunks are sad. Some drunks are idiots. Some people like to fight and get angry when they drink. I mean,
that was my dad. You didn't know which dad you were getting.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get good dad, and sometimes you get bad dad.
Yeah, I mean, so it has a whole bunch of different effects on different people. That's the bad thing about alcohol.
But you know, I just don't see it. You know how you can forget a kid.
Mm-hmm. What do you think happened to Jack and Lily?
Well, I know they aren't on a reservation, and the way they're both acting, I think if they were doing drugs, I think they got into the drugs by accident, and the parents weren't supervising, and they died.
I mean, that is possible, and a lot of people seem to be leaning that way now, especially after the stepsister came out and said that Daniel was in the bathroom allegedly, you know, doing a little bit of that.
Either that
praying.
or the way Malaya acts, maybe she did something to them.
Yeah. I mean,
Maybe she unalived them.
yeah, their behavior, I have to say, is very odd. I mean, just their behavior.
Hers especially.
Yeah, I think he is too.
That is so unnatural, the way she behaves. That is not natural.
Yeah, I don't think it's natural for either one of them. I think Daniel is overdoing it. Like he's
Yeah, he lies. We've got him in so many lies.
yeah.
At first, I believed him, and then I thought, oh, he's changing his story too much.
Absolutely. But hey, look, I appreciate you calling in.
All righty, thanks.
All right, you be
Bye.
good. Peace. Okay, let me read this super chat and let me check the give send go to see if anybody else donated so I can thank you. I think the RCMP are aware that there is a disinformation campaign and who is really behind it. If rugs are involved, who has the most to lose? I would say Malaya has the most to lose because they're her kids, you know. And if just like the last caller said, if they got into some drugs, then of course, you know, it seems like you would have reached out to try to help your kids, or unless you found those kids already, you know, deceased. You know, the kids have been at that house for 2 years and never ran off. According to Janie, the kids never went past the little cabins. Leave her. Dolly,
That's my friend I'm talking to, brother.
what's up?
It's Doug from Tennessee.
I know. What's up, Doug?
Hey, man, I still think I'm in on it. Me and you ain't on it. That four-wheeler's got something to do with it.
Yeah, I mean, you heard the last caller. She believes the same thing you believe, that the kids possibly got into some drugs, and now, you know, that they may have found them and disposed of them.
I had to, and they had to come up with a story where the kids were, and it just all falling apart. Because when you're doing the bam bam,
Mm-hmm.
your mind goes crazy, and it starts doing crazy stuff for you.
Yeah.
When your story starts going away from you.
I mean, it's possible. I'm leaning more towards it now than I was in the beginning, because, you know, in the beginning I said, well, you know, when I see Daniel on TV, he appears to be sober, but we don't see what he does when he's not on TV. And, you know, of course, with the family coming out saying the things they're saying, it adds to the possibility that you could be right.
Yeah.
So,
and it comes out of the Methodist church that's over there that looks like it over there where the camper is.
I mean, I don't know if they're making it, but I'm thinking they're doing it. I'm thinking they're doing it. And the stepsister said that he had been doing it for the last couple years. So
I goes to tell you, man. I told you a long time ago, but looking at him, his face was sunk. Her face sunk. She was, like you said, she was a pretty woman.
Yeah, but
and then all of a sudden she started going downhill.
Yeah, I mean, that could deal with you know, basically you know, her being sad too. You know, the whole
But the Columbia Bam Bam Baby makes you don't give a damn what you look like.
Yeah,
all you want is that next puff.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, and there's a lot of ways they do that, and we don't know exactly how they were doing it. But either way, you know, having drugs,
it ain't good for you.
Yeah, having drugs in a house where you've got small children, not the brightest idea. You know, so
not when they're that age, and I mean they think it's candy.
Yeah, but wouldn't you come out and say, because it's better to go to jail for them something accidentally happening to them, instead of going to jail for murder.
Wait, that wouldn't be accidentally. That would not be accidentally.
I mean, if there's no intent, it wouldn't be first degree murder, because first degree murder, you got to have intent.
Yes, it would too. Because if you're a dope man, and you sell some bam bam to somebody, and they die,
Yeah,
they get
murder.
you for first degree
Yeah,
murder.
they'll get you for murder, but if you left something out and somebody
Okay.
got into it, there's no intent.
Yep, you still left it out for them to get it.
Yeah, that would be second degree. That's better than first degree. You wouldn't want to go to jail for first degree murder. You're never getting out.
Well, if you went to jail for that, for them children, now you ain't gonna get out anyhow.
So I mean, are these people? My question today is, did they get away with it, Doug?
Nope, they ain't got away with it yet. They just ain't found them children yet.
But what if they don't find them? What if they don't find them?
Well, I got a feeling the little thing that was in the tree, I think Malaya and them might have thrown it up there because that's where she knew he took them children. Trying to let the cops know that's where they took them.
I don't know, but they said Blanket
down that 4-wheeler trail
was a mile down from the house in a tree. It ain't like the wind blew it that far down the street.
And then Malaya left that day too. She could have thrown it up in that tree to try to, hey, go down this trail right here. That's where they went.
Yeah, but they would not in the beginning. They wasn't saying the kids were in the woods. They were saying the kids have been abducted in the beginning. Because they were trying to get the Amber Alert. Even Malaya's mom was trying to get the Amber Alert put out. And you know how all these people say that the mom was there 15 minutes after the kids went missing? That's not true. There's some text messages from Malaya and the mom that have leaked. I don't know if they leaked onto the internet, but I know I seen them. And I don't know if I was supposed to say that or not. But she showed up later than what people are alleged she did.
I'm like you, brother. Put them all 4 in jail till they talk.
Yeah.
Put them all 4 in jail until they talk.
Yeah.
That goes with Don and Candace. That goes with the Proudfoots. And I even say put stepdaddy in the jail too.
Put the stepdaddy in the jail too. Okay.
Put them all in jail. I'm talking about Seth.
Oh.
Seth is white. And
Seth
Mr. Proudfoot.
Seth is the biological father. He ain't the stepfather.
Put them all, but put them all in jail. Till somebody talks.
Yeah, I mean it.
Cause I got a feeling he knows too. Because that first time when he come out and said if I had the money I could get my kids.
He did say that. He did. If I had unlimited money, I would have my son back already. And that was weird. I mean, that is a weird statement. And then, but Chris said that they were going to be searching. They're going to search for this kid forever, and they'll be telling stories about it. I mean, both of them said some odd things, Doug.
Well, this just didn't happen. This has been going on for years with that boy.
Oh yeah.
Don't tell me he ain't told his daddy that they abuse him and mistreat him. I guarantee you, if his son told him, he's a fool for not getting him out then.
Yeah.
I bet it's been going on since 12, 13-year-old.
Yeah, Seth knew he needed to get his son out of the house, and he didn't. And I bet he regrets that right now, too.
Yep.
But
Dolly.
You be good.
Somebody else call in.
All right.
Peace. Every day
I will. Now, let me say this in Seth's defense in the Sebastian Rogers case. Seth did know his son was being treated bad, and he had opportunities to get Sebastian out, and he didn't. Right? But in his mind, did he think something like this would ever happen? I don't think he did. So it's hard to, but he still should have got his son out. But he didn't know that his kid would go missing, right? He just thought his son was going to be treated bad, and he was okay with it being for a little bit longer till he was ready to take him, which is bad, but not quite as bad as the people that are responsible for whatever happened to Sebastian. Because a lot of people believe, oh, this won't happen to me type thing, and it can happen to anybody. Like, it's a sad situation, both of them. And there's a lot of similarities in Sebastian Rogers and Jack and Lily Sullivan, especially with the mothers, because so many people think Katie's responsible, just like so many people think Malaya is responsible. And you look at their behavior. Katie, she did interviews, and once she caught a little heat, she cut it all out. No media, no internet. She hid for a year. And then on the 1 year anniversary, she came out and did media interviews, but I heard that there was limited questions that the media could ask her. And some people say she was there with a lawyer, but I'm not too sure. I wasn't there. But she waited a year before she talked, and then she talked, and then she went ghost again. Right? You don't hear nothing from Chris and Katie Proudfoot at all now. So I heard they were at Disney World, and I heard that from Seth the other day that they took Chris's daughter to Disney World. Now, at some point, you know, if your kid ran away, I guess you would at some point move on. But they moved on from in the very beginning, just like Jack and Lily. Like Malaya left day one and never ever searched for a kid. Never try to put a search party together. Like I said, Daniel's out here talking about I'll search forever. He goes in chat rooms, right? And he pushes a narrative, but does he ever go in there and say, hey guys, will you come out and help me search this weekend? Hey guys, I'm gonna be searching Monday and I need volunteers. The more people, the better. Let's get out there. Let's find Jack and Lily. Is he saying those things? No. He's pushing blame to take blame off of himself. They were trying to take the blame off themselves in the very beginning. Oh, they'll talk to anybody. They'll get in the car with anybody. Oh, we're hover parents. We go outside every time the kids go outside. Do you believe that? You bitches didn't even get up to feed the kids. You didn't get up to check on the kids. Lily was sick. Y'all didn't give her no medicine, no nothing. Right? Horrible ass parents, probably both under the influence of, you know, some bad substances. And I knew when they made themselves out to be great parents that wasn't the case. I could look at them and tell, right? Your damn house itself looked like a death trap for kids. It looked like a damn walking tetanus shot. Like, I'm surprised the kids made it 2 years in that damn death trap y'all call a house. So I don't buy any of it. And it's just so hard for me to believe that the RCMP is letting this shit go down and they ain't making no arrests or doing anything about the lies and it boggles my mind. I'm like, how are these people getting away with this? And my question to you guys on the phone lines, hold on, I got the phone lines shut. I didn't even know they were shut. Did they get away with this? Okay, did they get away with it? Dolly.
What's up?
What's up?
How are you, Dolly?
I am doing pretty good.
Good, good. This is Sarah. I'm from Nova Scotia, East Coast of Canada.
Okay, say your name one more time.
Sarah from Nova Scotia.
Sarah. Okay. Are you?
And yeah, I'm just.
Are you the same Sarah that donated to my Go Send Go?
Maybe.
Okay, well, thank you. I just want to thank you personally if you are.
Oh, yes, I am.
Okay,
yes.
well,
and you're very welcome.
Thank you, Sarah. That's so awesome of you.
Yes, I just wanted to call and let you know, and not to derail, you know, the live or anything, but just to tell you a little bit about that Gabe Wortman case, just to give you an idea of the RCMP here. And I'm not trying to, you know, poo-poo on them because, you know, that like I know that they're all we have, right? However, they lack the training and they just lack the, I don't know, the get up and go. It got up and went.
Yeah.
Because you know what I'm saying. But the Gabe Wortman case, to give you an idea, that was the biggest massacre in Canadian history. It happened in 2020.
Hi, Dolly.
Hold on one second.
I sent you a message on FB. I really hope you can cover the Casita tragedy. It's in my neck of the woods.
Thank you, boy, mom, ×2. Sorry, a super chat comes in and it reads it out loud, so I just didn't want you both talking over each other. Go ahead.
That's okay. But yeah, I know it happened shortly after the pandemic started. And what this was a man, he was a denturist, and he was actually dressed up as an RCMP officer with a replica RCMP officer car. And he went on a 14-hour killing rampage here in Nova Scotia. And the RCMP knew at 11 o'clock, the evening it started, from the very first family he killed, who it was, and that he was dressed as a police officer. They didn't warn the public. No alert was sent out. He went on to kill 22 people.
Wow.
Over 14 span. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about the guy dressed up like a police officer. I didn't know how many people he.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah. Did they catch him, or was he killed, or what? How did it all end?
So they caught him by fluke. So he went on his rampage, killing, the 22 people, because there was no alert sent. Nobody knew anything. People were walking around the area. He burnt down multiple homes.
Wow.
And they blocked one side of the street in Portapeck and not the other. And that's how he got out. They assumed that he must have been in the house fire, the first house he caught on fire, but I don't know if it burnt down. But they actually got him by fluke at a gas station. He was headed towards Halifax, which is over an hour away, and he had killed an RCMP officer on his way, took another car, and I don't know how many cars he stole, and then he was getting gas at the gas station, and a police officer went to the same gas station, and that's how they caught him and shot him.
Oh, okay. So he didn't make it.
He didn't make it. He didn't.
Well,
but
okay.
Yeah.
Well,
and then to add insult to injury, the fire hall in Onslow, where they had the evacuees from the town the following day, there were so many different police forces brought here to help out, and they didn't know each other. There was different cars. They stopped and were shooting at each other outside of the fire hall.
Damn.
I swear, honest to God, Dolly, the survivors who were in the shelter, the evacuees were inside the fire hall, and police were outside shooting at each other because they thought each other were the guy dressed
as a police. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's wild.
That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. And I guess since he didn't make it, there's no reason, there's no way to tell why he did what he did. He just snapped and did something horrible.
Exactly. They say there's, it's a rabbit hole. I won't. It would be forever. But yeah, if you ever get some downtime, look into it. They say that he was just obsessed, with the police, and he'd been collecting memorabilia. I can't say that word.
Police stuff. So I got you.
Exactly. And then the pandemic, and he just snapped, and but that's, again, not to crap on the RCMP, but it's just, they need the training, and they got to find these kids. They have got to find these kids.
Yeah.
They have to find these kids, because if they don't find these kids, people are going to not only look at us as a laughing stock, but we're going to become a place where people are going to snatch children because they know nothing is going to be done about it. And that's my rant.
Okay, now I got to ask you the question. Did they get away with it?
Who?
The family of Jack and Lily.
So, I don't know them from Adam. I mean, the changing of the story is that's where it's okay. First I thought maybe they were snatched, but now with the changing of the stories, I mean, those kids are gone. I think possibly people think they got into drugs, or it could be a drug death, and possibly, and they were taken or something, or but we'll see. I mean, I'll just say I won't be shocked if they get away with it.
Okay.
I'll just say that was terrible, but I pray I'm wrong. I pray with everything that I am wrong.
Yeah, I get it.
Prove me wrong, RCMP.
All right, Sarah. It was great talking to you, and thank you for the donation. That is awesome of you. Stay safe and stay away from the RCMP.
Yes, Good.
All right, peace. Okay, so Sarah said she wouldn't be shocked, if it comes out that they do get away with this and there's never an arrest for Jack and Lily. And if there's shovels involved, it makes me lose hope that they're going to find these kids, or these kids are just going to be spotted. It's hard to spot a kid underground. Okay. Let me open the phone lines back up. And the question's the same. 2 questions. Are the family responsible? And did they get away with it? Dolly. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Hello. Yes.
Hey, how's it going?
Hello. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Who's this? Where are you calling from?
Did I call you?
Yes.
Oh no! Like my phone just rang and you were on the other end.
Are you watching the show?
Huh?
Are you watching my show on YouTube?
Show.
Huh? Oh, you just a random person I called?
Yes.
Oh, okay. You awful friendly to be talking to a complete stranger.
Well, always nice. You never know.
Oh, okay. Well, I do a YouTube show. Do you know who I am? Dolly Vision, by any chance?
Dolly Vision? I can't say I do.
Okay. Well,
I'll look it up.
I'm doing a YouTube show right now. There's 1,100 people watching and listening to us. And I didn't call you. My phone rang too, and you was on it.
Oh wow, that's amazing. That's really odd.
Yeah. So, where did you say you was from? Okay, she hung up. Like she chatting like like we've been old friends for 30 years. Okay, she's like, damn, I didn't call you, lady. Y'all heard the phone ring, right? I clicked on it and answered it. She's like, you call me? Hold on 1 second. My producer's calling. Yes, producer.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now my producer thinks that girl was trolling, that she called in and said she didn't. But I don't know. That's not the first time something like that's happened. Somebody hit me up and said, hey, my phone rang and you're on it, right? So maybe I don't know, maybe something somehow, because I do use a computer phone line. Maybe somehow it did get intertwined with in the ether. I don't know. It was funny. And I was just thinking, well, damn, were you awful? Like, do you talk to everybody that calls you like that? You seem pretty friendly. And, wouldn't you have been like, well, who's this? When somebody calls you, wouldn't you be like, hello, who's this? Like, so I don't know if it was somebody just Malaya. Maybe it's Malaya. I don't know. Does Malaya sound like that? Okay. Now, if this was T-Rev's channel, he would have swore that was Malaya. And Brian Kohlberger was in the background. Okay. I don't have any clue to who it was. But the number didn't look like a Nova Scotia number. Hold on, let me check it. Let me see what the area code was. Let me see. 740. Okay. 740. And it looks like that number called 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Okay. You're so gullible. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe it is, maybe it ain't. Who knows? It don't really matter to me if it's an accidental call or if it's a real call. I didn't know. I was just like, okay, let me, that's kind of odd. Let me open the phone lines back up and I'm going to be here with you guys to my producer gets home because she got to go get her nails done. And I'm going with her to get a pedicure. Dolly.
Dolly.
Yes.
Dolly.
Yes.
Hey, I promise I'm not a troll.
Okay. All right. Well, who's this? Where are you calling from?
Hey, it's Mary from Ohio, and I promise to be nice. Don't hang up on me.
Why was you unnice before, Mary?
No, never.
Okay, then why would I hang up on you?
I don't know. Today's my birthday.
Well, happy birthday, Mary.
Thank you. Hey, I have not been following this case, but I have a question.
Okay.
Is this suddenly becoming an epidemic in different countries that children are disappearing?
Around the world, it's been a global problem for a while. Just the trafficking of children alone is a global problem. I mean, yeah, this is happening all around the world. Kids are missing.
What what you think happened to them?
I mean, I believe that the parents may have unalived them and disposed of them.
And the guy was into certain substance, correct?
Allegedly. That's what people are saying.
Okay.
That's what's rumored. I mean, technically, I don't know. I haven't been there with him, seen him do it. So, but people are saying he's been under the influence for a little while.
But am I correct in stating he worked one day a week, Dolly? How did he afford?
Well,
allegedly
he had a full-time job, but work was slow, and he was only at the time working one day a week. He had a full-time job. It's just when the plant slowed down, you know, he was only working one day a week.
Okay.
So
even in Canada, the police aren't on top of things.
It don't seem as well as they should be. You know, I think things should have been moving around a little swifter, but you know, they may know something that we don't know, and maybe they are investigating something, and maybe something is coming, and we're just impatient. But right now, it seems like we know the family's lying, we know they were neglectful, but yet there's no charges on these people. So it's a little disheartening, is what it is.
Right. Well, I hope that soon you will get your passport and that you will visit Ontario, Canada, because it is beautiful country.
Yeah, I still got to apply for my passport. I got my real ID, but now I just got to go put in for my passport. It's just been slipping my mind. I've been doing other things. I've been handling a lot of other stuff. So I need to get down there and file for my passport. I haven't even done it yet.
Okay, well,
I'm a slacker.
TJ better get on you for it.
Okay. All right. You be good.
I will.
All right.
Bye.
All right. Peace. Yeah. I've just been, I had so much other stuff going on, taking care of other business, with like hooking up my LLC and stuff like that. And I just been tied up. So I haven't really had a chance to go down there and, apply for my passport yet. But I am probably going to do that this week. Okay. I got to just get to it and, you know, get off my lazy ass and go to, all I got to do is go to the post office. You know, I don't know. I just been doing other things or putting it off for some other reason. Like I went to the beach skateboarding the other day. I could have went and got my passport, but I felt like skateboarding. You know what I'm saying? So I went to the beach and went skateboarding. I don't know. I just got to get it done. And then, you know, on my a lot of my free time I spend with either up here with you guys or with PJ and the kids and stuff like that. So I just don't know how good, like I'm going to get my passport either way, but I don't know how much help I could be in Canada. Right. To be honest. All right. Thank you for jumping on the Dolly train. See the train wrecking, falling off the cliff, blowing up. All right. So, like I said, I don't know how useful I could be there. It seems like they've been searched pretty well, and I don't really know Canada's laws very well. So, I just don't know how useful I can be in Canada. But usually, when somebody goes missing here in the States like this, I'd be there. It's just, timing is everything in this world, and I guess the timing was bad for me. Because like at the time they went missing, I didn't even have a real ID. I didn't have a birth certificate. I didn't have a social security card. Now I have my real ID. I have my birth certificate. I have my social security card. So now I can at least get the passport. But time it gets here, it'll be another month. And what use am I going to be in Canada in another month? I ain't going to say it ain't going to happen. Anything could happen. But at this present moment, I don't know if it is going to happen, me showing up in Canada. All right. But you never know. I'll never say never. Phone lines are still open. I got time for probably 1 or 2 more calls, and then I got to get out of here with you guys. Did these people get away with the perfect crime? Did these people do it? Dolly.
Dolly.
Yes.
Katie from Tennessee.
Hey, Katie.
What will you say to Jay Soto?
I don't know if we're ever gonna, or if they're ever gonna find these kids.
Yeah, I think it's going to be one of those situations where these people live in the middle of nowhere. They know every bit of those woods. They maybe possibly, I hate to say it, went and buried these kids somewhere, and they're never going to be found unless they.
But Dolly, if they buried them, can't dogs find them?
They got to know where to look. Nova Scotia's a big place. There's a lot of woods. You got to have a general idea of where they're at. If you have no clue, the dogs ain't going to find them.
They need to make these parents talk.
Yes. And how they go about doing that at this point, when Malaya's done lawyered up, she ain't saying nothing. The only chance they got is making Daniel talk. And will he tell the truth? Because it seems like everything comes out of his mouth is a lie.
I don't know who to believe. I heard him talk, and something is just so fishy.
Yeah, and he's on the internet more than he is looking for these kids. Think about that. He's in every chat. He's in the groups. He's spending a lot of time online. When he said he was going to search for these kids to the end days, the end days ain't came yet. You know what I'm saying? I don't see him out there searching. I don't see him putting daily searches together. So you were full of shit when you said that. What happened to searching for these kids? You out there searching for new women. You searching for a relationship. You're not searching for these kids. She's not searching for these kids. She's searching for a relationship. They're more worried about finding somebody else than they are finding their kids.
I watched your live the other night and watched Seth.
Yeah.
And I hope and pray he comes to his senses. And I feel for him, but then I don't know. I feel for him because he seems to be the only one that really misses Sebastian. And I just feel for him that he lost a lot of people, and a lot of people don't.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to listen. Anymore. I feel bad for Seth too. He brought a lot of this on himself. Not his son going missing, but people abandoning him and not wanting to do anything with him anymore is because of his actions and the people he surrounded himself with. He surrounded himself with a lot of bad people, and then other YouTubers are like, I don't want no parts in that. Now nobody's talking about his son, and they ran everybody off.
And I pray he does get answers for Sebastian. I hope that one day somebody is going to spill the beans or get caught or something with all these missing kids.
Yeah. All right. Well, look, hey, I appreciate you calling in. You be good.
Thank you, Dolly. Peace.
All right. Peace. And to answer your question, Nita, it says, what will you say to Jen Soto? I don't think I'm going to ask Jen Soto a question. I think I want to call Jen Soto a monster and say, you served your kid up on a silver platter, you monster. I think that's what I would say. And like Sage has posted my Give Send Go, and I will be down there live for you guys. So we probably got a few more days of live call-in show. And then I'll be heading to Florida. Well, first I go to Raleigh. I'll be in Raleigh for a couple days, and then I'm flying down to Florida to cover the Stephen Stearns case. So that's why I have the donation link, the Give Send Go, because that money goes right into a fund that I use for traveling, so I can get a decent hotel instead of staying in a crack shack. So guys, if you got a couple extra bucks, some sticky change in your car, or you clean out your couch and got a little bit of extra, donate to that link if you can. Hook a brother up, right? That way I don't get bit up by bed bugs. If you don't worry about it. But if you got a few extra, what would Rose say? Shekels, whatever the hell if you got some Benjamins that you can spare, hit that link, hook a brother up. I'll really appreciate it. And it's just all to bring you guys up close and personal content, and us watch justice be served for Maddie Soto. Okay. So like I said, if you can help out, I appreciate it. And I thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. If you're on a fixed income, don't worry about it. Don't give me your last couple bucks or nothing like that. It ain't that important. I'll survive either way, right? But I would like to be on a nice pillow. Okay, that's it. But like I said, thank you guys for everybody that has donated. And if you let me check it. So if anybody did donate, I can thank you before I get up out of here. Anonymous giver didn't leave a comment.
Proudfoots are in Disney World. Thoughts?
Proudfoots are in Disney World. Okay, before I answer that, the Proudfoot one, let me say thank you to the anonymous giver. I don't know who you are, but thank you so much for the donation to my Give Send Go. That will help a lot. That is absolutely awesome. And my comment as far as what's my thoughts on the Proudfoots being at Disney World, I don't know. I'm glad they're there now and not when I'm there next week. You know what I'm saying? I hate to bump into them, right? I hate to bump into them. It's just not, even at the 2-year mark or 17 months, it's been too long. And they moved on a long time ago. It's almost like they knew Sebastian wasn't coming home, and they Joe dirted him. Okay, these kids are getting Joe dirted. How could they do that, right? How can they do that? Like, I have a great relationship with my daughter, right? I talk to her every day, multiple times a day, and she's grown. And even when she was a kid, we had a great relationship. I did everything with her, concerts, and your kids are like a part of you. Like, would you chop your own arm off? Nina. Wow. Thank you, Nina. That is awesome of you. Big virtual hugs to each and every one of you guys. And the reason we're able to do these things is because of you guys. That's what made Dolly Vision so awesome. We're pretty much a crowd-funded channel, and that's the way I'm able to travel and go these places and bring you all this stuff firsthand. And it's because of you guys. So thank you so much. And y'all take pretty good care of me. And that's awesome. That is super awesome. I feel like I'm super blessed. I have an awesome crew of people behind me. And y'all just like me. Y'all want justice, right? And I like that. I just wish I could pull the switch myself. Okay? I just wish I could be like on Stephen Stearns and people like Adam Montgomery and Leilani Simon and Megan Boswell and all these people, even Lori Vallow, right? I like to just electrocute the shit out of her, right? Like, give me a poison dart gun with a blowtorch. I'd be like, right? And then right in the neck, take them out the game. These people don't deserve to be on our planet. These people, they're monsters. When people tell their kids the boogeyman's not real, you're lying to your kids. The boogeyman's real. He just don't look like a monster. He looks like the dude next door or the person next door. It looks like a normal person And them are the people that scare me. Because, you know, I tell people this all the time. I collect horror movie stuff, different scary masks and life-size statues of like murderers from the movies. And people come into my house, and they're like, don't that stuff scare you? Right? And I'm always like, no, people scare me, like regular people. Because I don't know what I know that Jason and Michael Myers and I know that's fake. That's make believe. I don't know what a real person is capable of, you know, but I know that these movie people ain't going to hurt me. It's real people in this world that hurt you. And the boogeyman is real as can be. He just ain't a scary person. And the worst, you know, it's always the people you don't expect. You know, every time somebody gets busted for something horrible, the neighbor's always like, man, I can't believe that dude would do that. He was a good dude. We used to hang out. I can't believe he would do that. It's never the person, oh, I knew he was a killer. You don't never hear it on the news. You always hear, man, I never knew he would be capable of doing something like that. It's always those people. It's the people you least expect are the most scariest monsters on this planet, right? Sometimes you see people that look crazy. Sometimes they could be the best people in the world. It's the ones that you don't expect that look like calm, normal, everyday people. And them are the ones tying people up and putting you in the basement, right? Making chili out your ass. With that said, I got to go with PJ to get her nails done. I will be back later tonight. Y'all be good. Stay blessed. And remember, if nobody else does, Dolly loves you. Peace.